This conference will now be recorded.
Just give me 1 minute.
Ram, good morning. This is Venu.
Hey, hi.
Hi. Is there any testing opportunities? I know we discussed about the admin, I mean, development and consultant or BA. Is there any testing opportunities? I mean, of course, every application has to go some under testing, right? So,
Yeah, we do have,
okay.
like, we have Salesforce, what do you call, tester positions as well. Because I can't train a person in Salesforce again after he joins the organization, right? So that is where most of the companies are looking for a Salesforce tester. Okay.
Okay.
Let me share my screen. And let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. So point number one, just before we start, I just want to clarify. For a couple of sessions, I'll consider each and every one of you is not aware of anything in IT. Okay, so that it makes my job easier and even your job also will be easier. And it doesn't mean that, or please don't mind that. Okay, Ram is taking very basic sessions, but once the moment we touch the speed right, we'll go in the right way. Okay, just bear me for maybe 1 or 2 sessions, not more than that. Okay, so first of all, for practicing to practice, I want to know the details, like, or I need an environment to practice, right? So we are going to do that for now. So you go with developer.salesforce.com. This is the website where we can do a sign up for free, and that too, this gives me a lifetime free account. Of course it has some limitations, but the limitations is okay. This account, or this Salesforce org that we are going to create, is more and more than enough for us to practice. Clear? Now just go to developer.salesforce.com and then do a sign up. Here, give your first name, last name, a mailing address which is working. I'm not saying your official mailing address. Just give your Gmail. And role can be anything. Company also can be anything. Country also can be anything. But here, when it comes to username, it should be in the form of an email. Let us say ram at issue.com. This also can be given. If there is no user with this username, it will allow. But it should be in the form of an email, that you should remember. Okay. So once you
Can
do a
it
sign
be,
up, sorry.
sorry, can it be the same email ID that provided above and the
Yes.
username same thing?
Yes.
It is allowed, right?
No.
Okay.
It just, so let us say ram at gmail.com is my mail ID. You can use the same here also. Only thing is, this should be in an email format. It doesn't mean that you should give a working mail ID, but it's okay. It's up to you. Okay. Then once you do a sign up, Salesforce will send an email something like this. It says welcome to Salesforce and verify account. Whatever the username that I have given here, right? This will come here. This is the username. Okay. And the moment you click on verify account, it will ask you to create a new password so that you can make it on. Okay. Once you're done, so you will be taken to Salesforce account. So next time when you log in, directly go to login.salesforce.com where you can give your credentials and log into the system. Clear? I'm just randomly picking up one record, sorry, one system. Give your credentials, username and password, and login. I think first time it might ask for a verification code, which will be sent to your personal email ID with which you have registered. After that, yes, this is how it will be for the first time that you log in. Now, what we did, you didn't created a account in Salesforce. You have created a org, which means you occupied. You inform Salesforce that okay, I'm taking a space in your server, and you will say okay, even in Facebook or Twitter, everywhere Ram will do the same thing, right? We will create, we'll take a space in that particular in their service, and we'll just use it according to our requirement. Yes, but in Facebook or Twitter and all, you are a end user, right? You can't define anything in Facebook or you can't define anything in Twitter, right? At Mac, what you can do, you can post your information, or you can chat with your friends, or you can just like, share, and comment on a couple of other posts which were sent by your friends or whosoever it is. But Salesforce is for a business, it's a business tool, right? So here we are capturing a, or we are creating a org so that whatever you do will be limited to this org. Okay, it is not shared with anyone else. But here you will have an option called users, where you can create users in this org. As you have created this org, you are the admin of this, and I can create other users also. For example, user at prestige.com is one user for me. Likewise, you can create few more users also. And of course, you do have limitations, as it is a free license. It won't allow you to create one more than one user. Okay, those limitations we'll see when we are discussing about the security. Any questions till now? Anyone? Okay. That's it about Salesforce or creation. Now, Ram, this is an admin. But for me, first of all, I would like to see the system before I define the system. Right? So how, which means I would like to see the system as an end user rather than as a developer. How do I see? So this is when your admin logs into the system. But what if you're an end user? What if you log in as an end user? Which means what I mean, what will happen, or what if you have logged in into Facebook? What will happen? It won't show you all code and all, right? It will show you your screens, your information, your friend histories, right? So this nine dots is called as an app launcher, where you can see the list of all the applications that were provided by your system admin. Okay, so which means I might have 100 applications in this Salesforce org, but if my admin says Ram can access only only three applications will be visible. So click on this nine dots and click on view all. So these are all the list of applications that are available in my org. Okay, and as I'm an admin, I can see everything. But if my let's say if I'm an end user and admin says that Ram can access only sales and service console, then only two will be available to me. Rest all will be removed. Okay, will be hidden, not removed. Okay, so I'll go to the sales application. So this is how it looks for a end user in the system. Okay, now I'm clear. But Ram, this is little difficult to understand. The moment you logged in, I can see too many things here, and it is a little confusing. Uh, okay, so I'll take it in this way. Application in Salesforce, or generally, if you ask me, Ram, what is an application? I'll say it's a collection of data with a well-defined process. Okay, can you elaborate? Yes. Uh, so as I told you in the previous sessions, one of the best tool that I like in IT is Excel. Okay, so I'll try to compare the Salesforce with Excel, because as I said, Salesforce is a fully automated or fully loaded Excel sheet kind of, right? So I'll go with a very layman example. For example, let's say I'm running a grocery store. Okay, so generally I won't take the small example, but let us go with a very small example. So I'll take I'm considering a grocery store. Okay, I'm running a store, and basically I'm from India. So I was from a very small town. Even now also I'm the same. I won't say I was from. I'm from a small town where I have few grocery stores near my home, where people will go there and buy whatever the groceries they need. So we don't have big areas like D-Mart or Reliance Mart and all. Things came up around a couple of years back, but earlier when I was kid, yep, I have to go to some store and get the details. Now, whenever I go there, so I've seen some people, like I used to pay money, but there are some people who come there and they'll say, okay, I need 1 kilo oil or 1 kg sugar and all. They used to collect everything, and that owner of the store used to maintain an account for them. And it doesn't mean that they don't have money. They used to pay once in a month. That's it. Okay, so either you can pay the amount directly, or you take the products and pay them at a specific time, like maybe once in a month or so. Ram, why you're taking this nonsense example? Yes. Why? Because that store owner, he has to maintain that list in a paper, right? As we are little mature than them, consider that we are taking the what do you call an Excel sheet. Okay. So consider that user is having or the product owner or the store owner is having two things. One is he is selling the products, and at the same time he is buying the products, correct? So he has two different areas, which means he will maintain two different books. When I say books, in our system, what you'll say one Excel sheet. Am I correct? So he'll maintain basically two different Excels. One to maintain customers and customer details or whatever, and the other one to maintain his product details, where he might get this from some wholesale dealers or whatever, right? So when I say customer, consider this is my book. Okay, so when I open, what he'll do is, first he'll open the book, and let us say Ram came to his store. Ram is one person who will pay monthly. So what he'll do, he'll go to a page where Ram records are there, correct? Under it, it will pick up the details. But as we are maintaining the sheets, what we'll do is we'll have customer here and their transactions in another this thing, correct? In customer, so as it's a free note, he will write anything. What I will do is I'll say CST name, maybe phone, maybe email, maybe okay, address. Okay. Now I'll say Ram as a customer, phone number 1234, email r@z.com, then address, let's say, as he is in the same area, I'll say street one. And second customer, let me pick some names from the session itself. Let's say Harsha is the another customer. Okay, Harsha's phone number 3456, Harsha's email ID h at r.com, and finally Harsha's phone number street, maybe he is also from street 2. Can I capture the details like this? Likewise, I'll start capturing all the details of all the customers, and then I will create a table called transactions where I'll give the customer name and their transactions in that particular month. So this is how we will maintain in Excel. But can I capture the information like this? Anyone? No, right? Because I started with a name here which says Ram, but in the next moment I have given email. But ideally, what should happen? I should have given Harsha's name over there, correct? Not my email, right? Why? Because I have defined the structure of my table, and the same structure should repeat till the end. Clear? So this is what the definition of the table that we are going to. So till the end of the session, till the end of this Excel sheet, or even if I have 1 crore customers, I should follow the same thing. Okay. Now, if we slowly convert this to an Excel to the system or to IT, so customers, or I would say sales application. This is my sales app, and maybe this is my, I will say, purchase app. These are the two applications. In the sales, I will see what all the products I'm selling and how much profit I'll be getting, etc., etc. In the purchase sheet, I will get to know like, okay, from which vendor, what product for which quantity I have bought. Correct? Now, which means as a grocery store, I'm running two applications. I have two applications. One application is my sales app, and another application is my purchase app. Correct? So when I open sales app, I can see customer information, I can see transaction information. Of course, if they want, we can add couple of more as well. Okay, which means first I will have an Excel file. So let's compare your Excel with Salesforce now. Okay, Excel and then Salesforce. Whenever you open a system, what you'll see first, files. Similarly, in Salesforce, the moment you log into Salesforce, you will see applications. First thing that you'll see is your applications, which means files are nothing but applications. As I said, I'm considering as most of the people are little new to the technology. I'm going with a very basic level. Okay. Then, the moment I access an application or the moment I access a file, then what you'll see multiple sheets, right? You have customers, transactions, maybe accounts, multiple sheets, right? So you'll have sheets here. What is the use of sheet? Every sheet will help you to access that respective table's data, which means in the sheet you will have table will have data resided in the form of rows, or I will say columns first, rows. And of course every row will have a row number, correct? Now when we convert this to Salesforce, so the moment you access an application, first thing that you'll see is tabs. These are called as tabs. So sheets are nothing but tabs. What is the purpose of a tab? So the purpose of a tab helps you to access the records of that table. The technical name for a table is object in Salesforce. Okay, so rows are nothing but records. Okay, and what is a column? So these are For opportunity name, account site, stage, close date, all these are columns, right? So when I click on new, see in your Excel, you just have to just go there and fill the details here. But as it's a tool, the moment you click on, you will get a new instance or a placeholder which is ready to capture your information, right? And these are called as this close date, amount, opportunity name, stage name, next step, account type. All these are called as fields. And so these are rows, right? So we will have this is a number assigned to a row, and I cannot have a control on this row. But likewise in Salesforce, the moment you create a record, every record will have a ID of that record. The 065Z double zero triple zero, all this is called as an ID. It is of 15 digit. Okay, and you don't have a control on it, and this is called as record ID. Anyone has any questions on this? Anyone? Okay, Ram, why you are spending time in this? Because it will be easy if we convert the terms that we are aware of to the actual technical terms of Salesforce. It will be very easy for us to learn in future. Because if I'm not doing this and start continuing the session, right, after a couple of days, I've seen lot many people who will ask, because couple of people will join after one or two sessions also, right? So they will ask, okay, Ram, I'm not able to understand what is the difference between object and field. Or they won't understand if I ask them to create a field in the object, they used to create a record in the object. So that confusion, I don't want to keep it in the session. Any questions on this? Anyone?
So I have a question.
Yep.
So for now, you have just explained the terms, right? You have not yet set up a Salesforce
Actually,
account.
Ibo, your voice is. I'm not sure whether. I'm not saying it is echo, but it is not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's loud and clear. Tell me.
Okay. So you've just explained the terms right now, right? Not you've not explained or you've not helped us set up a Salesforce account yet, right? I just joined the session, I think,
We
10 minutes late.
we set up an account first, and then we went, right. Like I have logged in after showing you the setup only, na.
Okay, I missed the setup. In case, can you brush through that?
Yeah, it's already covered. So just go to developer.salesforce.com and then do a sign up. Okay. So this is the
Okay,
place where you can do a sign up. Once you do a sign up, you will get an email like this, a verify account. Once you click on verify account, it will ask you to set the password. Once done, just go with login.salesforce.com. This is the URL to access system. So I have multiple credentials. So once you give your credential that you have set, so you will be able to access the system. Okay.
got it, sir. And by when do we have to set this up? Can we do it right now, or do we have to do it by next Christmas?
I don't suggest people to practice during the session.
Okay, okay,
Mm, I mean, if I'm asking you to share the screen and doing it, that's a different way. But when I'm speaking something, please don't do something else.
got it.
Okay. I mean, it's for you only. You won't. You I mean the way you missed the other one, right? You will miss the concept that I'm gonna discuss now.
Yeah,
I mean, today's session is. I want to make it as simple as possible. But going forward, if I'm discussing about a particular feature or a concept, right, and if you are practicing parallelly, then I'm 100% sure it will get messed up. Okay, I don't want that to happen in in the session at least. Okay, you mess it up maybe after the, I mean, you practice and create some come with some problems after the session, for the next session, but don't do it during the sessions. Okay. Well,
yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, Vaibhav, I'm sorry. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you?
Perfect. Now, okay, as I have already opened sales, let's go with the sales application. I hope this is clear to everyone. So when I say record, then it's nothing but a row in your Excel. When I say field, it's nothing but column in your Excel. When I say object, it's nothing but table. Tabs are nothing but sheets. Applications are nothing but your Excel files, which means sales app is one file. Sales app is a file in your system, right? In Salesforce, it is one application. Purchase app is another application. Okay, and how do we transfer
R-
the
R-
data from?
Ram, can you show one more time table versus object, please?
Yeah, I will. So in future sessions, we will see how to traverse the data between one application to another application as well. Okay, so I'll do one thing. Excel files. This is nothing but sales. Okay, that's the file name that I'm given. Or let's see. And this application I will say sales, which is nothing but this one. Okay, and then sheets I will say customer is my sheet. In customer sheet I will be able to access customer table, and for example column cst name is my column, correct? The customer sheet, so cst name, phone, email, these are my columns. I'm just taking one example. Rows, let us say ram is one row, correct? And row number for ram, what is the row number for? Clear in this? Now when it comes to
Yes.
Salesforce, applications are nothing but it can be sales or service or marketing community. These are all the applications that are there. Even this prestige relationships, Citibank, these are all my applications. Tabs are nothing but opportunities or accounts. All this opportunity, leads, tasks, files, all this comes under tabs. Object, okay, for example, for opportunity, opportunities is my tab. The name is like this is nothing but the object name. Okay, opportunities. I mean the plural is for tab name and the singular is for object name. So here I'll say opportunity and y. Okay, and fields. Let's say I'll consider opportunity name. Records. Let's say CTS is my record name. ID is this is the ID. Any questions? Anyone till now? Or is the session very boring?
Thank you, Ram. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm clear with what is sales. I mean, what is this app launcher? What will happen? And I'm clear about what is a tab, what is a table, or what is a record, what is a row. All this. Now let us see some existing applications of Salesforce. Okay, let's go with the sales only. So let's go with this, and then we'll see what next. So first one, when I say sales, what you'll do in sales? We'll sell the product. Simple. If I want to sell a product, how do I sell a product in the market? Let us say, okay, take this example called iPhone. Let's say iPhone wants to sell a new model, maybe their iPhone 30 in the market, what they have to do? They can't
Find profit.
simply push it in the stores, right? First of all, people should be aware that okay, there is a new product getting launched from iPhone, I mean Apple, that is iPhone 13. It has variants 13, 13 mini, 13 Pro, and you have the data variants as well. All these details, it should, the message, if you're not speaking, please go on mute. So the message should be conveyed to each and every person in the market. How? That is where they, Apple will do webinars and they'll post the ads, right? Which is nothing but marketing, right? They won't do webinars, or they'll post the ads for their for their employees, right? So if it is for their employees, they can just simply connect some meetings. Why do they need to conduct a webinar, invite everyone, post that links in the Twitter and all? It is one marketing strategy. By looking at the new features, people like Harsha or Ram or some XYZ person will start looking into it and they'll start buying it if they're interested. Right? Now, which means obviously whether it might be a webinar or any ad, even if it is a new newspaper ad, they have to invest some amount, correct? Nothing is for free. And for that investment, you have to capture it somewhere so that at the end, how do Apple will decide whether they are getting a profit or loss from a product? By looking at all the investment, right? So Salesforce is a post production activity, I would say. I mean, you cannot manufacture any products here, but uh, post manufacturing or during the manufacturing, what is the process you want? The process can be defined. Now consider the sales process. Now, I will say, to capture the marketing details, you will go with campaigns. And campaigns is the place where you'll capture the details of the marketing. For example, I think I have already created a webinar for iPhone 13. So generally what you'll do is you'll click on new button, just give the details like campaign name, whether it is active or not, what is the type of the campaign, status, start date, end date, all these details based on the information that you have. Once done, the moment you save, let me see. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll create one more for iPhone 13 Pro. Make it active. I'll say webinar again. Why webinar, Ram? Because we are going with online sessions most of the time these days, even your office also. So I'll just say you can give all the numbers. I'm just going with the mandatory fields. Uh, Save it. The moment you save, this is how a record is created. Now, Ram, these are tabs. So you compared with Excel. That is good. But what is this? Again, again, I can see some tabs. Related details. What are they? Details is the place where you can see the details of this particular request. And related is the place where you can see the childs of this request. As of now, I don't go much into this. Uh, so just forget this for a minute, just for not more than a minute or two. Okay. Go to details now. So you got, when I go to the details, I can see the details of the campaign, the marketing, like what is the start date, end date, how much revenue you're expecting from this campaign, what is the budget that you have allocated, what is the actual cost finally it came up, how much percentage of the response you're expecting, all these things. But on the right side, and these fields can be modified at any point of time. But when you see on the right side, these are zeros, and these numbers are not controlled by the user. See, there is no pencil symbol, which means I cannot edit them. Even if I click on edit button at the top, these are frozen. Now, how these numbers will be updated? Now, after campaign, what will happen? Let us say consider career IT as one of the biggest organization, or maybe a startup. They might have started with maybe some 400 or 500 developers. Now, let's say Harsha, who is a project manager in the team, he got a mobile product. Okay, they have to define or develop a mobile application for that, especially for uh, what is that? iOS. Now he needs an iPhone. Okay, or now what he'll do? So he when he searched, he got to know that okay, he need 50 iPhones, 50 iPhones. So instead of going to a normal store, what he'll do, he'll go to the company itself, the local dealers or whosoever it is, and he'll say, "Hey, I'm from Career IT, and I need 50 mobiles because we are gonna start a we are going to develop an application which is related to iOS. As this product is new in the market, I would like to try with this." Okay, this is how the initial inquiry starts, right? Because Harsha have seen this ad, now he became an inquiry. So iPhone, sorry, Apple have to capture his information in somewhere, and that somewhere is nothing but leads. Leads is a place where we will capture the inquiry information. Now I'll say Mr. Harsha from Career IT came to this organization and he needs some iPhones. Okay, so I'm not filling any other fields. I'm just going to the mandatory just for the interest of time, and I will save it. The moment I create a lead record, now this is a little different than your campaign, right? Let me open this campaign record. iPhone 13. So here I have only two subtabs. One is related and the other is details. But here I can see multiple things: activity, details, charter, news. What are they? First, I'll go with details. Details, yeah. Whenever I'm creating a lead record, you can see the details. Uh, uh, the same fields will be coming here. But there is one interesting feature called lead owner. Every record will have an owner. Here also I have an owner. But let us discuss from lead. This gives you more clarity rather than campaign owner. Now, the moment an inquiry comes, right? So you will have one sales agent connected with you whenever you go to any big digital stores, right? You will one person from that store will come to you and he'll ask you like, how may I help you, and he'll start giving you a conversation, giving you the information on whatever the products that you want, whether it might be TV or whether it might be home appliances, whatever it is, right? And that person is responsible whether Harsha is buying the product or not, right? And that person details will be captured in lead owner field. Okay, he is the person who will be providing you all the information. Now Harsha connected with Ram, and first question that Ram asked, okay, so hi Harsha, how do you got to know about our product? Okay, then definitely, because so iPhone is a big brand, so he should know where. I mean, he would have seen this product somewhere, so he just asked. Aisha said, "Yes, hey, I got to know about this product from a webinar that iPhone has conducted." Now, what this fellow will do is he'll go to the campaign history. He will assign this inquiry to iPhone 13 Pro webinar. Okay, Ram, how you are doing all this? I'm just doing it as an end user. Okay, I'm not gonna discuss anything about technicals today, so I'll show you how it works for an end user, and then we'll see how does this work at the back end later. Okay, so I have assigned this record for this campaign because end of the day, well, I should know whether I'm getting profits or losses from this particular campaign, right? Now Arsha will ask, okay, Ram, what is the processor that you are using? I don't know what is the detail because I'm just a sales agent here. I said, okay, Harsha, I'm not that clearly aware. Or maybe he was asking some minute technical details also, which I'm not aware. So I'll say, okay, just give me some time. I'll get you the information. Harsha said, okay, you can call me tomorrow or day after. But before calling Harsha on the same day, I might be having more customers. Not, I won't say hundreds, at least maybe 20, 10, 20 customers because Harsha will spend time only for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, not more than that, right? Apart from 10, 15. So just for speaking with one customer for 10, 15 minutes, my boss won't give me a salary, right? I have to assist at least 15, 20 customers every day. And if I'm working with 20 customers a day, then I will definitely, at least from my end, I won't have that much memory to remember everything. So what I'll do, I'll make a short note somewhere. Okay, Harsha has asked some minute details, maybe about the speed, or maybe about the motherboard details, etc., etc. So that instead of writing a notes, you can create a activity for yourself. Saying, click on add, say collect detailed info of motherboard. Okay, and inform Harsha, or I will say inform the customer. After this, I will set some due date. This has to be done by today. Assigned to me, I'll just say. After this, once this activity is done, so what I have to do, I have to call Harsha and I'll inform the details. So that also has to be. It will be good if I track it somewhere, right? So call Harsha, add the comments. But why do I need this? Because maybe if Harsha is not interested in my product, in the product, and he said like, okay, I'm not gonna buy the product, and later on my boss will come and he'll ask, okay, Ram, we lost this inquiry. So what are the things that you do to try to make this person as our customer? Then I can say, okay, Harsha asked me these details. I captured everything, and then I have informed him also. This is the conversation that we have in the call. And for example, let's say I met him personally and I have given the details. So if there is any meeting, you can capture this. Or let's say if you just say, okay, Ram, just send me an email, then I can go to the email. I can send the email as well. So likewise, I can show all my activities that I tried to close this or to make this inquiry as my customer. Okay, so for that reason we'll use this. Chatter is like is for internal organization communication. Like for example, in Facebook you will communicate with your friends, right? But here we can communicate with our other colleagues in the organization. Okay, now, so there is a bar on the top, it says not started. Because so the moment I start, like the moment it got assigned to me, then I, if at the moment I started interacting with Harsha, I will say the lead status as working contacted because I'm working on it. And if you see, the bar is one level up. And now I have only just four stages: not started when the lead is created, working contacted when the owner of that lead started working on this, close not converted. If Harsha is not at all interested, I'll say close not converted. But if Harsha says, okay, for me, I'm interested in this product, I want to become your customer, then I'll say converted. But if he wants to become my customer, then I have to store the same information of Harsha in a place where my customer informations are getting stored, right? But basically, becomes a duplicate, right? Duplicate records if I'm storing the same information because I'm paying some license amount to Salesforce for a specific space. So instead of wasting that, Salesforce, first thing is Salesforce always tells you please do avoid the duplicates. So that is why there is some rule which will even figure out there is no duplicates in the system. And at the same time, it won't allow you to, or it won't, it will, sorry, it has given some automation rule which will help you to convert your records of inquiries to a customer. How? By clicking on select converted status, it will ask you to convert this information into three different records from the lead: one for account, another for contact, another for opportunity. So account is nothing but the customer is the place where we'll store the customer information. But can someone tell me why career ID information is stored in the account? Why? Because of course Harsha is my point of contact, but he's not gonna pay me, right? Customer is nothing but a person or an entity who pays me. In this case, Harsha is buying that 50 iPhone 13 Pros for career ID, not for his personal use. Correct? So I will capture career ID information. Like there are some fields which will be mapped at the backend, and then similarly, what is Harsha? Harsha is just a point of contact for this particular deal for career ID from career ID. And opportunity is nothing but the place where we'll store all the information of or all the requirements of Harsha or career IT and my chance of selling the product. And that is where this is always very much important. I'll say convert. The moment I convert this, Salesforce has created three different records: career ID, Harsha, and account opportunity, contact, and opportunity. And it has removed Harsha's record from the lead object. Okay, his information is there now in accounts as career ID. Under career ID, I have one contact as Harsha and one contact as opportunity. This is where your related list comes. So this gives you more clarity about the related list. All the child records of this particular career ID will be associated or will be shown to you in the related list. Okay, any questions till now? Anyone? And by the way, this is the process which is already defined by Salesforce. So I'm just giving you a heads up. I just want to make sure that you are aware of the system. That's it. That is why I'm not speaking about any technicalities. I'm just trying to explain you the existing process which is there in the system. But going forward, we will deep dive into each and every technical department associated later. But any questions till now? Anyone?
Uh, Ram,
Yeah.
so this is all a admin part.
Yes, but this is just a process. The technical features and all we will start in the next session. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
thank you.
when I refresh my campaign, let us refresh our campaign. Let's see what happens. Come to details. Everything is zero earlier, right? But when you refresh now, if you see, everything got changed. Leads in the campaign is one, converted leads is one, contacts in campaign. I don't have to explain you now, right? So now you have seen why it got, because we did some process here. Or I will say, let's say this Sai, who's from Wipro, also wants to connect with my, remove this. I will add him to my new campaign. When I refresh, I got two leads, but only one got converted to my customer, out of which I have one contact, and it will show you everything, right? So, and now you can even see the details also. For example, let's say if this career IT, if I go to opportunities, so becoming a customer doesn't mean that he will buy your product for sure. There will be again multiple stages to convert your opportunity. Okay, so basically you have to add the products also, right? Because till now we didn't mention anywhere anything about the products. So I'll say go to products, choose price book, um, 13, save, and then start adding the products. For 13, he needs 100, sorry, 50. Let's say I will give him a discount of 950, $50. I'll save. Let me make it 1000 only so that it will be easy for calculation. 1000 into 50, the product worth is $50,000. And expected revenue, it is saying 5,000. Why? Because it is at the prospecting stage one. The moment I keep the stage a bit forward, the numbers will change. Why? Because the probability of selling this product getting increased. When I say closed one, which means won this deal, the amount has been paid back to me. Entire amount has paid to me, product has been delivered. So now it says 100%, and the amount and the expected revenue is same. And when I come back and refresh, you can see the actual total values also. Now, so what do you I mean, it looks like a little story, but what do you understood here? These are something which are getting calculated automatically. And now tell me, unless until there is some rules written at the back end, or unless until there are some relations defined at the back end, is it possible for Salesforce to get these numbers out of the system? No, right? Now, how are we gonna learn? So we can learn this in two different ways. Point number one, I can learn this either by doing a reverse engineering, which I can do, not you. Point number two, start learning the concepts of Salesforce. See, how do we build these applications? How do we build the tabs, the entire schema, write the automations, make them work, and then understand. That is for you. Why the second one is for you and first one is for me? Because I know Salesforce already. So if I go back and start doing the reverse engineering, to do a reverse engineering, I should be aware of those concepts, right? So I can do it. But as you people are new to Salesforce, first of all, you should be aware of what all these concepts that are there at the backend. Try to understand them and see which concept or which feature can be used at what particular requirement, and then you finalize. That is where you'll get to know the entire details. Okay, and that is what we are going to see from the next session. So today we have seen the system as a end user, a business user who is using a tool that is defined by some XYZ developers, like the way I did now, right? So we will start looking into the entire schema. Build, sorry, instead of start looking at, we'll say we will build a new schema, new automations. We'll define all new relations. So we'll see what all the data qualities that I have to do. Because if you see here in this record, uh, if you let me edit this here. When I'm editing, if you observe this clearly, that I have a lot of data types. Here it is allowing me to do anything, and here it won't allow me to choose any values. This is one different data type, and type is a drop down, right? And for example, likewise, you will have some dates. Yeah, this is a date visit. So how these different data types are coming? So what are the different data types that are available, and which one to be used at what scenarios? All these things we are going to discuss in the next sessions. So I just want to make sure that you are used to the system as an end user first, and at the same time, it will increase a bit of curiosity that okay, these are something we are going to learn at the back end, and that is how we'll start the actual session. Clear? Any questions? Anyone?
Hello. Uh,
Yeah, Venu.
yeah. Hi, Ram. This is Harsha.
Yeah, sure.
Ram, later on we have to give exam for Salesforce, right? For that,
Yes.
we can give admin and development course at a time, or we have to give this exam
As
separately.
I said, so prerequisite for development is admin. So first you have to complete admin, and then you can continue with the development. Mean couple of people start parallelly, but I won't suggest that to do parallel course. So if you wait for maybe a 20 sessions close to, then we can start the development.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
I have a sorry.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Uh, so I sign up the sales developer.salesforce.com. So I got access. My question is, what type of access I have? Is that the admin
You're admin.
access?
You're the admin as you have created the org, right? You are the
Okay.
admin of the org.
So is it just is a system admin? I can do anything, or is it just uh,
In
I don't
your
know.
org, example, as I have created this, in this org, I can do anything and everything
Okay.
under the limitations given by Salesforce, of course.
Okay.
That's the point to be noted all the time. Yeah.
Okay. One more thing, you when you talk about the campaign, is that like I mean marketing, the product
Yes.
marketing related stuff we can add in? My question is, Salesforce has first demo class you showed that Salesforce has marketing apps, right, on the 9 dots. If you
Yeah.
click there,
Marketing cloud.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is that campaign things? If I have a license and those marketing apps, then all campaign things I can add in or enter
Yes.
on
But
there.
but you won't have it in your free editions. So
Okay.
Marketing Cloud comes with a licensed version where it's, of course, it's a bit costlier as well. So you
Okay.
won't get it in the free one.
Okay. So yeah, that was the question. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So as we had two sessions, I just want to know like how boring is the session is. It might have sounded a bit odd, but is the session so boring?
Go, Ram. Because,
But yeah, and as I told you last time, so you don't have to wait for me till the end of the session saying that, because after completing a particular feature or a concept, then I'll ask for doubts. But in between, if you have any doubts related to the concepts, or if you're not able to understand the concept that I'm discussing, please do raise your voice, because unless until you speak, I won't understand, or I won't know that you have that question. So yeah.
Ram, this is again, this is Venu. My personal opinion. Um, yeah, I mean, explaining by navigating the screens, yes, definitely useful. But like, do you just explain the end user how they're going to use it and leverage these screens? But if you open MS Paint and more like in a GUI manner, like hey, here's the customer, here's the end user, so people understand more, like theoretically. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. But again,
Yeah.
it's absolutely your choice. Yeah.
Sure. Because today I have shown you the screens just as an end user, but so everything will be explained with a proper design in future. That's for sure.
Thank you, Ram. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Any other questions, Anyone?
So I have a question.
Yeah, go on.
Uh, so on the screen when we sign up for Salesforce Developer Edition, is it compulsory to it's compulsory to select a role and company name
Yes,
will be
that's what
generated.
it says, right? It's a mandatory field.
So what like if I'm not working currently, what do I
That's
fill?
okay. You can give anything. So I have given it as SFDC. I won't give my company information over there. It just helps you to gather what which company is having how many orgs. It's okay. You can give anything. So couple
Okay,
of orgs I have given as Ram's organ.
okay, all right.
yeah. Ram, are you going to provide any notes or something?
I will. So today you don't need anything. This is a basic session, right? But going
Yes.
forward, so I will explain you everything in the PPTs, and then in couple of presentations. Then only I will come into Salesforce. Okay, because for me also it should be a little easy to explain you the details, right? It's not like I can, if I jump into Salesforce and start explaining you everything, you won't be able to understand anything, right? I mean, I will ask that whether you have any questions or not, and at this, but at the same time, I should always make sure that you are coming up with less number of questions, right? So that I will make sure. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So, Ram, you were saying like concepts are like reverse engineering to understand the Salesforce you mentioned. So, are you going
Hmm.
to tell the concepts or how we are going to grab it?
We'll go with an example. That is what I was saying, right? So we'll go with some example application, and then we'll build that right from scratch, and we'll apply all the concepts over there so that you will understand the things easily. Okay,
Do we have any kind of material like you
it
know?
will be there.
Mhm.
It will be there. It will be
Okay.
given. I think mostly from the next week, you will be receiving materials. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone?
Just wondering, how do you provide the recording? Is that some
That you need to
contract?
speak with career IT only. Sorry about that. I'm not aware. Like, as far as I know, you will get the Google Drive links where the recordings will be shared with you. But I'm not completely aware of it. You can speak with career IT people on that. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I had a question as well.
Yeah.
In the username section of the sign up, it's not allowing me to register with a pseudonym or company name. It's asking me to enter a unique username each time.
Maybe it's a username will always be unique. Maybe you might have given something which is already there in the system. It's like the way it's there in your other technologies.
Okay, all right.
Okay, then let's meet tomorrow. In that case, if you don't have any technical questions, let's connect tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.